On January 20th, nearly 2 months ago, Manchester City welcomed the signing of 21-year-old Arsenal's defender Abdukodir Khusanov. He was signed for a reported €40 million. And as you all probably know, he had a difficult start to life in England after making a huge mistake just 2 minutes in to his debut. However, since those nervy opening minutes, he's been colossal. He's shared impressive displays against the likes of Real Madrid, Liverpool, Tottenham, Newcastle, Nottingham Forest, yet hasn't received many plaudits, and the narrative that's been striven by the media and broadcasters seem to believe he's still struggling as a Manchester City player. Well, he's not. He's Manchester City's Player of the Month, and he's been fantastic. So in this video, I'm to delve into how Khusanov is utilised in Pep Guardiola's system, his form after those early minutes into his debut, where he excels, how good he's been, and more. So as we all know, Khusanov had a tough start in his first outing in a blue shirt, but after that, I don't think he's put much of a foot wrong. He's been exceptional, one of City's finest players this calendar year. He and Nico Gonzalez have made an instant impact after joining in January, but unfortunately for the young defender and Manchester City fans, nobody seems to forget that mistake against Chelsea. TNT commentary and Rio Ferdinand against Nottingham Forest seem to be pretty vocal on his struggles, claiming he was run ragged by Real Madrid and that the jury is still out for Khusanov. Firstly, he was never run ragged by Real Madrid, he played very well. Secondly, since their home defeat to Madrid, he's played every game and performed in every single match. And thirdly, if you'd have opened your eyes to Khusanov outside of his first 3 minutes against Chelsea, you'd know that those who have watched the young man and Manchester City's fan base will all be in agreement that he's been a quality signing so far. Against Newcastle, he looked cool, calm and cruised throughout the match. Against Madrid, he was exceptional and did a great job against Madrid attackers. Then Liverpool, Tottenham and Forest, he's shown his physical qualities more than ever. So how does Pep integrate him into his tactical setup? Let's have a look at the Forest game in particular. So as we know, Pep favours a 4-3-3 on paper, but on the ball, it's that usual 3-2-5 we see every team use. Mateus Nunes from right back will invert to join January signing Nico Gonzalez to create a pivot, with Gvardiol tucking into the back line making a 3 with Diaz and Khusanov. I really like this pair as wide centre-backs. They both share the aggression, the energy, the recovery pace, the ability to step forward on the ball to play these roles. Gvardiol definitely isn't as good as Khusanov at chasing back in good time, so this is the reason the 21-year-old has become integral to Manchester City. City push high, and this season they've lacked the legs and concentration in transition. It's cost them a lot of goals. Khusanov suits the role brilliantly. It allows him to push up on the ball with protection alongside him, but also push wider too, where he excels on and off the ball. So let's dive into that, but let's talk where he's most noticeably impressive first, defensively. He's a real defender, a warrior. His raw skill sets and inexperience I think play into the appeal when watching him defend. Attackers I think are hesitant to take him on 1v1 because they don't have much success. I mean, he's powerful and rapid. Nobody wants to play against that. If you're an attacker moving forward with a 21-year-old nearby, then you'll need a head start. The speed of which he runs at when chasing someone or some space is frightening. But he's also very aware of runners around him, and the spatial awareness I think is great. You can see here against Hudson-Odoi he spots the runner well and doesn't give Hudson-Odoi the easy threaded pass through. To have this intelligence and to recognise what's occurring around you is important, else he'll appear like a reckless head just jumping into tackles. When somebody takes him on 1v1, he stands up well. He enjoys showing them down the byline before committing the expected tackle or block cleanly, whether that's a standing or sliding tackle. We've seen this a bit at City, but clubs have been putting his shoulder and body right into his man when defending the wide areas always go viral. He shows his strength and competitiveness in full flow, and he can do this when the ball and the man are moving fast and intensely or slow and more tricky. He looks like he enjoys defending, he takes pride in it. His block versus Liverpool to me perfectly exemplifies what he's all about. Clutch defending is a great sight to behold, and he's great at it. But to me, he's also very mature in many areas, not just defending. He is aggressive, that's the style of defender he is, but I don't think he's reckless. And if he has that in him, then he's not shown it as of yet. He has great timing to his tackles, blocks, clearances, interceptions, due to his obvious monumental amount of pace, but also anticipation of play. He times it right when to jump to the man or to the ball, and does so very quickly. And due to his strength, he will possibly barge his man to the floor as well, which he does a lot. Once a forward man receives the ball to their feet, he either wins it back, getting his foot to the ball and body into his man, or forces them backwards. He times the jump very well, and that's important because a lot of teams today, if you're not putting 10 men behind the ball, the defenders are often man to man and very alert to the second the ball even moves towards the attacker. They need to pounce and jump quickly to anticipate the pass to really limit the influence of the opponent attackers. And that's even more important in the Premier League, where the quality of players to the bottom to the top is just ridiculous. Khusanov does all of this very well. The words aggressive and physical are probably the front running words you'd use to describe him. Another player you'd label in this fashion is a man with 18 goals this season, Chris Wood, and I think he was locked up last Saturday pretty well against the young man. Aerially in this game, and overall he is great. He wasn't fazed by Chris Wood in any sense, which to some may not seem the biggest of tests compared to the likes of Alexander Isak or some of the big strikers in Europe, but he dealt with some awkward situations immensely for a man who's played just 40 senior matches in the top 5 leagues. Here you can see his recovery pace on display before he scuffles his frame right into Chris Wood and the ball, and then he clears away the danger and overall wins the duel. When he puts his body into the attacker and the ball, he's prepared to go down and win the foul, but he has that body strength to hold himself up and retain play for his team. This play is more difficult than it looks too. He's chasing back, it's a long floated direct ball up high for a big strong number 9 who is more than capable of holding up the ball here. So for someone who's so shaky according to the media narrative, he deals with his duels and defensive actions with so much assurity and quality. It's a very good sign too of a quality footballer when they get the better of their man coolly in crucial moments like this, even if they are awkward. But that's enough discussion of his defending off the ball, let's talk his ability on the ball. On the ball, I think he's very relaxed. He's tidy, he's calm, he's very assured within himself. He likes a nice simple pass along the turf out wide to Savinho, but he can also direct it along down his flank or to the opposite, as seen in this peach of a ball to Jeremy Doku. As I've mentioned, he's confident in stepping out and pushing the team up. He's mature in his decisions. He knows how long to keep the ball. He times it nicely and just before he gets himself into any trouble, but at the same time consumes a presser into him, showing his intelligence and manipulation with the ball at his feet. From what I've seen, he plays out of tight spaces really nicely too. Teams after his mistake against Chelsea will naturally look to test him, look to press him, see if he's mistake prone, maybe a nervy player. But that isn't the case at all. He's cool, he doesn't panic, he doesn't rush himself or overcomplicate play. He arranges his feet very quickly before he either plays it out very tidily when pressed, but if the pass isn't available to him, then he'll go direct, either to Erling Haaland or a wide man in behind. Occasionally in games he will go and show off his ball carrying abilities and usually looks to take it down the right flank. He's fast and strong, so why wouldn't you? So to use those skills to get your team up the pitch is very handy. So to summarise, I think he's absolutely fantastic and deservedly City's Player of the Month. He put the mistake behind him very well, and now you can see exactly why City paid a lot of money for him. His weaknesses that will arise and stand there, I think for me, are down to his inexperience. But the fact he's this good at just 21 years old, with this being his first proper senior season of football, is just insane. And the lazy narrative of him being a very shaky, nervy, easy target for opponents needs to stop and be left behind. Thank you for watching today's video. If you did enjoy, then make sure to smash a like and subscribe to the channel. How high do you rate Abdukodir Khusanov? Have City just found their centre-back for the next 5 or 10 years? Let's see. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.